You're standing on a beach when the tide goes out. And it keeps going, further than any tide has ever gone. A day later, the water is a silver line on the horizon. The ocean is still here. It's just 10 feet deep. 99% of the ocean's water is gone. What's left is a thin film 10 feet deep. The Pacific averages 13,000 feet deep. Drain it, and you uncover mountains, canyons, and plains no human has ever walked. The coastline doesn't creep inland. It runs the other way, racing out for hundreds of miles, never coming back. Miami, Shanghai, Mumbai, and Lagos wake up landlocked. Every harbour becomes a dry basin of stranded ships and dust. Earth gains more new land than all 7 continents combined. And believe it or not, that was the gentle part. Deep water is a battery. It stores enormous heat and releases it slowly. That sluggishness is what keeps Earth's weather calm and predictable. A 10-foot ocean has almost no battery left. Think of a puddle on a summer sidewalk versus a deep swimming pool. The puddle is warm by noon. So the shallow ocean starts cooking, hot by day, freezing cold at night. Where you live, that could mean 95 degrees at lunch and near freezing before dawn, every single day, all year round. Crops cannot survive swings like that. Fields fail on every continent, and the world's food supply starts collapsing within a single season. Warm water is hurricane fuel. Storms normally need a rare patch of ocean above 80 degrees. Now every shallow sea left is that warm. Storms form over them constantly, spinning up at every latitude, one after another, without ever really stopping. But here's the strange part. They're weaker. There's no cold, deep water to churn up, so thousands of small storms just never quit. Meanwhile, something quieter is going wrong. Phytoplankton, the microscopic plants of the sea, produce about half of the oxygen you are breathing. They feed on nutrients pushed up from the deep by rising currents. No deep water means no upwelling and no food at all. The plankton bloom, starve, and die. Bacteria burn through the oxygen, and the ocean turns anoxic, a dead sea. It has happened before. Ocean anoxia is a prime suspect in the Permian extinction, which erased over 90% of marine species. One more system fails. The Great Ocean Conveyor, a global current that carries heat from the equator toward the poles, runs on depth. Cold water must sink for it to flow. In 10 feet, nothing sinks. The conveyor stops, and Europe begins to freeze. But there is, briefly, a bright side. Sunlight now reaches every square mile of seafloor, and life absolutely explodes in the light. Coral and seagrass burst into the brightest, most crowded reef this planet has ever grown. A sunlit garden in the shallows. With the basins drained, you could set out from Africa and walk to Brazil. It would take about 4 months. The garden doesn't last. This warm water bleaches coral, and the greatest reef ever grown slowly turns white. Yet life holds on. It usually does. Heat-loving microbes thrive, and jellyfish, which barely need oxygen, quietly inherit the shallow sea. Give evolution 100 million years, and it will refill this warm world with creatures we would have no names for. Humans don't flee to the highlands, they chase the water down, settling the last shallow seas, farming under glass. Here's the thing. We didn't touch the seafloor, we only took the water away, and depth turned out to run the planet. The deep ocean stores our heat, feeds our air, and steers our storms. So, what would you go looking for down there?